What's that? You good? All right, calling to order the Fairfield Township Board of Zoning Appeals meeting. It's Thursday, September 22nd, 2022 at 7 p.m. Carla Cheney, absent. Jim Lapidi, Denise McCoy, Michael Oler, here. Joseph Statzer. Here. Stand for the pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. New business is the public hearing for case number BZA 22-4Z. Applicant is Joe Shoemate and Ann Allen, requesting a variance to construct an addition covered decks within the minimum rear yard setback. Recommend a motion to open the public hearing regarding case number BZA 22-4Z.
So moved.
Mr. Lapidi? Yes. So, Mrs. McCoy? Yes. Mr. Oler?
Yes.
Mr. Statzer?
Yes.
Motion approved. You want to do that? Sure. Okay. If you plan to present or testify during the public hearing, please rise and raise your right hand. Okay. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so just a rundown on how the zoning hearing procedure works for those who've been to one or not. So we'll start with staff presentation. I'll provide an overview of the applicant's request as I see it. Then the applicant will have an opportunity to present your side of the case and details of the request. We'll also have a public comment portion. So if either of you are not the applicant, you would be able to testify then. So jumping into it, situation of the property. The property is comprised of 0.37 acres and is currently zoned R1, Suburban Residence District. The subject property is located west of Liberty Fairfield Road and the Alsace Lane intersection. It is in the Alsace subdivision at 6362 Lorraine Drive. The parcel currently contains a single residence and no accessory buildings. Properties on all sides of the property are also zoned R1. So the applicant seeks board approval for the construction of an addition, which is comprised of a 12-foot by 26-foot covered deck. The proposed covered deck would encroach at a maximum of 8 foot 4 inches, which would be 21% of the 40-foot minimum rear yard setback. The applicant would be requesting a variance for both section 517, architectural projections, and section 611.5, which is required conditions, and this details the yard setbacks. Finding of facts, the primary single-family structure is currently in compliance with the minimum setback requirements for a house in the R1 district. The structure is currently set back approximately 30 foot from the front, 10 foot from the east side, and 20 foot from the west side, and is approximately 46 foot 2 inches from one corner to 44 foot 8 inches from another corner in the general area that the deck would be located. Right. And that's in the rear yard. So the property is located at the end of a cul-de-sac, as you see here, which abuts actually another subdivision to the south. So the rear property line is the line for the two subdivisions, and that's the Brook Meadows, Section 4, Block B. Let's see, I think I have here we go. On average, the rear yard setbacks in the All Safe Meadows subdivision is approximately 70 foot. The average rear yard setback in Brook Meadows is 80 feet, and the average rear yard setback specifically in this cul-de-sac is approximately 58 feet. That does. In this, yeah, in that one, it does.
Thanks.
Let's see. So the applicant is proposing to construct a 312-foot covered deck. The applicant's plans show that the deck would be covered with a shed-type metal roofing. Due to the angle of the property line relative to the house, the proposed covered deck would have a setback between 32 foot 8 inches to 34 foot 2 inches. The proposed plans would have the deck encroach in the range from 6 foot 10 inches to 8 foot 4 inches into the required rear yard setback. And this little diagram shows those measurements relative to the house. Again, the 44 foot 8 inch and the 46 foot 2 inch. And then what the setback would be if the proposed deck was approved: 30 foot 2 inches, 34 foot 2 inches. So yeah, in addition to the orientation of the house, I did want to highlight the rear yard, just to show some pictures of it. These are pictures from the patio below where the deck would be located. This is, I guess, would be the southeast corner here. This is the rear, the south line. And there's the, I believe this would be the southwest. So it's fairly screened in currently. It has a 6 foot privacy fence all along the rear. Here's the house. The applicant did have a deck there previously. And they're looking to enlarge the deck to allow for the use of deck furniture, things like that. They did submit a previous submission that was larger than the one that they're presenting today, but once we discussed the setback requirements, they did trim it back. So here's a rendering of the proposed deck. Let's see. So a couple other things I wanted to touch on. The overall size and shape and general orientation of the house relative to the yard. It does set up some unique circumstances. With that, the topography also provides a little bit of unique feature there, since the house it requires a deck of some sort to exit the main floor to have access to the rear yard. So yeah, upon reviewing the submitted plans, staff has determined that the applicant's request to construct a covered deck on the rear of the house that would encroach a maximum of 8 foot 4 inches into the required 40 foot setback should be approved with conditions. Section 430 of the Fairfield Township zoning resolution states variances shall not be granted on the grounds of convenience or profit, but only where a strict application of the provisions of the resolution would result in unnecessary hardship. It's the staff's opinion that the applicant has demonstrated that the general size, shape, topography, and orientation provides unique challenges to the reasonable use of the property. It's the staff's opinion that the evidence has been given that the strict application of the Fairfield Township zoning resolution would result in an unnecessary hardship. So based on the findings of fact, the Fairfield Township zoning resolution, the department makes a recommendation to approve with the condition, and staff thinks it would be appropriate to add the condition to submit a professional survey of the property, including setback distances, to the zoning department when the applicant applies for a zoning certificate to confirm that the variance would be met. And that's all I have. If you have questions for me now, I'm happy to take those. That would be someone private, yeah.
The question I have is not, I guess, wouldn't have any bearing on my thoughts around the variance or not. But I'm just wondering, like, why was the deck already cut down?
I was wondering.
Yeah, I said they'll explain that. They can explain that better than I could. But in the short version of it, and they will probably correct me if I'm wrong, they hired a contractor to install a new deck. The deck was removed. Contractor didn't finish the job possibly, or ran into some issues of some sort.
Okay.
I don't know. At some point we got an application. I believe it was after the deck was removed. And then we found out that it would need a variance.
Sure.
So the deck's down. So they do need a deck of some sort.
Yeah, you gotta do something. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
Hmm.
Oh, my gosh.
So if you want to, so at this time they could present on this. If you have any questions for me, or I'll be here all night, guys.
No, I think my only thought was, because you had letters from both sides, but you had a back residence. But once I saw, and you had the picture of it even too, the back fence with the 3 pine trees or 4 pine trees or whatever, 5. Yeah, I wouldn't imagine it would have any they would have any problem with it in the back. Okay, I wouldn't pronounce their name right, so I didn't try. Okay,
So,
now
just for
right.
So we can have these conversations on record. Could you go up to the microphone, just so we can have it in there? Yeah. So that was he did.
Where do you want me to start? From
Wherever you feel appropriate. Yeah.
So about 3.5 years ago, I contracted with Jason Meister and it was just with him. And he said we were going to build a 16 by 26, double the size of the deck. And so I had the signed contract. He came out, I had paid him to take down the original deck, which is $1,000. And then I gave him $15,000 to get the material to get started. And he disappeared. So I do have a legal suit with him.
What was the name of the contractor?
Jason Meister, Meister, and Garrett Baker, the prosecuting attorney in Butler County, is trying this case. So no results yet. But anyway, so they had taken down the deck. I was out the money. About 1.5 years ago, I went to my brother-in-law, he does construction projects, but never could get around it because he had a full-time job. So then I talked to my friend Joe, who's also a contractor, and he said he could do it. And then we started with the whole variance application. After my nephew-in-law talked to Chuck, we decided to cut back the size of the deck because we knew it probably would never pass at 16 foot. But I'm just asking for the 12 foot now, which is a 4 foot variance from what was there. It was an 8 foot deck. I'm asking for 4 more feet just so I can have my table and chairs up there and be able to get out. There's no way to sit at the table and be able to stand up with the chairs if it's only 8 foot. So that's why I'm requesting the addition of 4 feet.
I guess just to have my question answered with you at the microphone, I think I had a concern originally when I saw this, just a minor concern about the people behind you. Tried to approach them, but after seeing the property earlier, and then you had the picture of it up there, Chuck. Yeah, it doesn't seem like that's going to be a problem because a 6 foot privacy fence and 5 trees. So I think that's not an issue.
I don't believe they speak English.
Okay.
I have left my contact information and yours and asked them the letter, but obviously they did not.
Sure. Thanks.
Did you have any other questions or?
If they did approve it, would you be agreeable to have the property surveyed?
Yeah.
And have the survey show what the existing and proposed setback would be?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm good. Good.
Okay. Seems like good host. I don't have any other questions.
Okay,
I have it. I'll answer.
We're good. So we motion first to close the, okay. I make a motion that we close the public hearing regarding the FTZA 22-4V.
Second?
Mr. Lapidi?
Yes.
Mrs. Boyd?
yes.
Mr. Rolla?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
I agree with the staff recommendation, as it's written. So I was,
I do too. I think it's hardship. I think it's something they should be able to do. Right. Mike?
I agree with also.
Okay.
do I read the action here?
I can read the action.
Okay.
So, yeah, staff recommends the board to either approve conditions or deny the applicant's variance to construct the condition, the primary structure that would approach the minimum rear yard setback presented. So, we need a motion to do one of those three options.
Recommend motion to approve the conditions, case number BZA 20-4V. Those conditions being those outlined in the action section of the staff report. Number one.
Second.
Mr. Lapidi?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Stafford?
Yes.
Motion's approved.
Yeah, one more item we could probably furnish through it, guys.
Mhm.
I recommend, I guess I can't recommend.
Recommend a motion to approve the meeting minutes for the January 27th, 2022 meeting. It's been that long.
Second.
Mr. Petey?
Yeah.
Mr. Wood? Mr. Rolla?
Yes.
Stafford?
Yes.
I've got something before we adjourn. I'm going to be moving. So, yeah, I wanted to tell you, I don't know if it's in the minutes or whatever.
I
but,
can't approve that.
This will be my last meeting.
Oh, well, that's,
So you're moving out of the township?
Out of the township.
Yeah.
well, congratulations.
Oh, wait, we haven't voted
It's
on
been,
it
yeah, that, right? I could, yeah, if I could, I think you know what my motion would be.
Yeah.
yet. Yeah, I think.
Motion did not move.
Yeah,
Wow.
motion to deny moving.
There you go,
Something
stay.
like that.
Well,
So much for that sale, huh?
Yeah.
well, I appreciate your service on the board. You've been an asset.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah,
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you.
yeah, good luck. I hope it's warm.
It's, no, it's
Oh.
Liberty Township. Like,
Jeez. Yeah, that's a good neighbors.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely not home cooler.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll pass that along to the board,
Perfect.
trustees.
Okay. All right. Recommend a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:21 p.m.
Is that the motion? Okay. Did you second?
Mr. Lapidi?
Yes.
Mrs. McCoy? Mr. Uller?
Yes.
Mr. Stetser?
Yes.
How was that? That's easy. Yeah.
So,
Good for
we'll,
because we didn't know, so